Hello, I am Dr. Suman Nehra, Principal, RC Institute of Technology. In this session, we will try to understand about the basics of information and communication. After this presentation, you will be able to describe the meaning of information and communication, to explore the nature and scope of communication, to explain the process of communication, to illustrate the elements of communication, to learn about the components of effective communication. Now, what is information? Information is an answer to a posed question. For example, if the question is, what are the symptoms of a person suffering from coronavirus? So, its answer is the information. We can define information as the data presented in a context or specific data which is organized for a purpose. Let's consider an example. When we organize data related to scores of the students in any subject to find out the score of the class, then it becomes information. Also, information is the base on which knowledge is constructed. Now, this information is provided from one person to other with the help of communication. Let's understand the meaning of communication. Communication is the transmission of information from sender to receiver through a suitable medium. Now the question arises that from where this word communication came into existence. This word communication has its roots in the Latin word communis, which means common or to share. After analyzing different definitions of communication, we can say that communication is the exchange of ideas, facts, thoughts, or experiences between two or more people through some media. This media can be verbal or non-verbal, oral or written. Thus, communication is a social interaction to change the thoughts and information mutually. Now, some points about nature of communication. First, it is a two-way process. It means communication is a two-way process as it needs a sender and a receiver for completion of the process. Sender sends the message and receiver receives the message. Second is contextual. It can be seen that communication always takes place within a context. Context has different dimensions like physical, social, psychological, and temporal. Physical context such as school, classroom, etc. Social context such as class or school environment. Psychological context indicates to the emotional state and relationship between two or more individuals. Temporal context refers to time or duration. Next point is universal. Communication is universal in nature as it takes place at all levels, from infants to adults or from students to the principal, and also in all fundamental areas like education, business, industry, or agriculture, etc. Then, purposeful. Purpose is the primary prerequisite of all meaningful communication. Both sender and receiver should be aware about the purpose to make the communication effective. Next point is dynamic. Communication is dynamic in nature. It takes different forms and medium depending on the mood and behavior of an individual. It is thus a dynamic process that keeps changing in different situations. Next is interactive. Communication is interactive process as it involves exchange of ideas and opinions. People interact and develop understanding about each other. Now comes to the scope of communication. Communication has its own scope in every field, whether it is education or business. It helps in organization and integration of human and non-human resources for optimizing the outputs. Communication is helpful in the achievement of goals. It is a basis of decision. Communication is the source of information and that is the base for decision making. All decisions are taken after the interactions and discussions like decision taken by various educational reform committees, curriculum committees, and admission committees, etc. Communication promotes coordination and cooperation among various member of group or society. Communication also helps in socialization. Communication is a tool for empowering the individuals by motivating them. Teachers motivate students by using verbal or non-verbal communication. Communication is useful for the leaders. Effective communication is a basic skill requirement for the effective leadership. Now, communication process. Communication can be thought of a process or flow. The communication process can be explained in terms of a communication model. Communication can be one way or also called as linear. Here, sender sends a message to the receiver. The message is converted into symbolic form and it is called as encoded message. Then it is passed by a medium or a channel to the receiver. At that time, receiver translates the message initiated by the sender, or in other words, the encoded message is decoded by the receiver. This results in transference of message from sender to receiver or convey a message from sender to receiver. Sender is also known as encoder, whereas receiver is known as decoder because sender encodes the message whereas receiver decodes the message. For example, emails, text messages, radio, TV. Now, if the receiver sends feedback to the sender regarding the message received by him or her, then the communication became interactive. This is second type of process. For example, live sessions on TV, YouTube, where audience can also ask questions and clear their doubts via chat message or phone at the end of the session or during the session. Third type of communication process is transactional. This type of communication process we usually follow in our daily life. Here, every individual takes the role of sender, receiver, or sometimes simultaneously. For example, classroom teaching. When teacher explains the concept to the students and asks the question, here, teacher is sender and students are the receiver. And at the same time, when student gives the response to the teacher, in this case, student is the sender and teacher is the receiver. Now, elements of communication. First is sender or source. Message. encoding, medium or channel, receiver, decoding, and feedback. Now we will discuss these elements one by one. First is sender or source. Sender or source is the initiator of a communication. Sender is also known as encoder. The source transmits information, ideas, thoughts, opinions to receiver. If source is an individual, we call him or her as sender. Next is message. It is the content of communication. These are verbal or non-verbal cues which include words, figures, or body gestures. It can be systematic, structured, unorganized, or spontaneous, depending upon the nature and purpose of the communication. Now, encoding. It is the process of converting a message into symbols or symbolic language. It can be simple, like asking for a ticket in bus, or can be extremely difficult, like explaining any scientific phenomenon. Then, medium or channel. It is the means by which a message transmits from sender to the receiver. A medium is a sense of perception which can be visual, auditory, or tactile, etc. Selection of appropriate channel helps in effective communication. It can be verbal or non-verbal. Examples are books, radio, television, telephone, email, and multimedia packages, etc. Then receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the message and interprets it. Receiver is also known as decoder. To maintain flow of communication, he has to decode the message, interprets it, and gives feedback. Examples are audience, paper reader, and students, etc. Now, decoding. It is the process by which the receiver interprets the symbol or message conveyed by the sender. For example, an energy drink company wants to convey its message via any social media to buy its product. They can create advertisements for publicity of its products. Receiver interprets and understands that message, or we can say receiver decodes the message conveyed by that company. Now, feedback. It is that response or reaction which the receiver transmits to sender as a confirmation of receiving and understanding the message. In transactional communication, scope of feedback is increased. A feedback is effective if it is clear, timely, and meaningful. It reflects the effectiveness of communication. All of us communicate every day. The better we communicate, the more is our credibility. Let's discuss the points to be considered while communicating. First is clear. The message should be clear and easy to understand. In short, simple sentences have to be used while speaking or writing. Emphasize on a specific goal and to avoid cover all the ideas in a single conversation. A complex message needs additional information or explanation. Effective communication takes place only when the listener clearly understands the message that the speaker intended to say. Or, in other words, by Rich Simmons, communication is the only effective when we communicate in a way that is meaningful to the recipient not for ourselves. Next is complete. A message is complete if it has all the relevant and necessary information. It should answer all the questions and leave no lapse in the mind of the receiver. Next is correct. Correct means that all facts and figures used in communication are accurate and free from grammatical errors. Correct message has a positive impact on audience or readers. Then considerate. Considerate means stepping into the shoes of others. Never hurt self-respect and emotions of audience. In order to communicate well, it is important to relate to the target group. For example, in a classroom, teacher should always consider the previous knowledge, age, and interest of the students. Rightly remarked by the Nelson Mandela, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. But if you talk to him in his language, that directly goes to his heart. Next is concrete. Concrete messages are clear and supported by facts. There is no scope of imagination. This includes vivid facts and laser like focus. It means clear focus. Concise. The message should be precise and to the point. The sender should avoid lengthy sentences. No one wants to listen 6 sentences when it can be communicated in 3. Avoid using vague words like you see, what I mean, what can I say, etc. Being concise saves the time of both sender as well as receiver. Next, courteous. It is an important attribute of communication. Always be friendly and honest. Both sender and receiver should respect each other in order to improve the relationship between them and to make the communication effective. These were the 7 C's of effective communication. In conclusion, communication should follow the HOT strategy, which means H for honest, O for open, T for two-way. It clearly indicates that communication must be based on honesty, healthy relationship, open-mindedness and two-way process. I hope you liked my presentation. Thank you very much for watching.